Hey Scorpio, happy December 2017. This is Dark Dove Tarot. Hope you guys are doing fantastic. Scorpio, amazing. You guys are awesome. I love you guys. That's all I have to say. I just did a private read for somebody and she was a Scorpio and she was an amazing person. So anyways, just thought I'd throw that in there. Again, I hope you guys are doing fantastic. This is for December 2017. I'm going to shuffle the cards a few more times. As you know, I always pre-shuffle, but I like to add a little more energy as we get started. Again, my reads are general. Check your sun, moon, and rising, as some months those may resonate with you more than others. I move pretty fast. I have a lot to say, a lot I want to get out without taking up too much of your time. 2 reads ago, I asked you guys if you like the cards face up or face down, and everybody that month said face down. Now, last month, I had people say that they prefer them face up. So this will be kind of the last month that I ask, and then, you know, whatever the majority is, I'll stick with that. I thought about doing them 1 month up, 1 month down, but, yeah, and so far this month, it's been down. That people like them. I think I had one person say they like them up. So, anyways, just letting you know where I am with that. Again, this is for singles and anybody looking to possibly reconcile. But generally, this is going to be based on people looking for love, relationships, who are not at that stage yet and kind of want to know where they're at, when it's coming in, etc. Let me pull your theme of the month card. So anyways, again, general, check your sun, moon, and rising. Hopefully this resonates with the majority of you, but sometimes it won't. So you want to check those signs as well. Oh, Scorpio, we're almost there. Almost to the end of the year. So I hope this month is excellent for you. And that next month, beginning 2018, is fantastic. So, all right, let's get started. Your theme of the month is the Fool. So, new beginnings, new potential. Nothing wrong with that. This is kind of fearlessness, going for what you want, starting things over. So let's see how this plays out for the rest of the rest of the read. But definitely a good spot to be in, because last month, Scorpio, I think you guys were kind of trying to get out of the just dating mentality, or, you know, you were working really hard, didn't have a lot of time. And so maybe this new beginning of the Fool says that you're changing things up and you really do want to start putting the time and energy into finding something pretty serious. Okay, so, oh, look, you start out with the Sun. That's amazing. So this is your current card, current position coming into the month of December, and you have the Sun. This means that you're seeing things a little more clearly. If you're looking to date, you want a relationship, you want to get, you know, to a serious level, such as marriage, etc. This says that you have hope in whatever it is that you want. So last month, I think you had a lot of like retreating, not wanting to focus on the bigger picture. You did, but there were a lot of blockages like work or fear, etc. So this says that a lot of that has kind of cleared the way. The clouds have cleared a little bit, and you're coming into this month, maybe not 100% seeing everything clear, right? Because it takes time, but this definitely says that there's solutions ahead. The Sun is about finding solutions, making things happen. It's not going to flow perfectly, right? Because that's life. But this says that you have the hope that you're going to find it, and your self-esteem is boosted, which is really important, Scorpio, because again, as I always stress, you have to put out into the universe what you want to get back. So if you're feeling less confident, if you're feeling like wishy-washy about it, and that's what you're putting off, that's the type of person you're going to attract. Those are the type of people that you're going to bring into your life. So definitely an excellent place to start for the beginning of the month. If you're looking to reconcile, there's hope there as well. This says that you're seeing things a little more clearly. Maybe mistakes were made by this other party. Maybe they were made by you. Maybe both, right? And so this is saying that you're seeing that clearly as well. You're seeing past a lot of the pointing fingers, and you're coming up with solutions as well. And see, they're dancing under the sun. It's kind of like saying, you know, okay, we both care about each other. We both have that love for each other. Now, you may not even be in contact with this person, and there may have been a lot of anger the past, you know, few months, and that may have been something that you've been just kind of simmering over this spite or feeling spited. But you've gotten to that point now, that stage in feeling like you really, really do want this person back. There may need to be major changes, but you're looking for solutions instead of dwelling on the problems. Excuse me. The next card you have is your feelings, your hopes and fears for the beginning of December. So kind of how you're feeling going along with your current position. And you have the 5 of coins or pentacles. So this is very interesting because this is saying like you're very hopeful, but you still have this fear of loss. So if you're single, it's almost like if you put your foot forward, you're worried that you're going to lose out on something. Like you're going to lose out. Like if you focus attention on dating or love, you're going to lose out on attention with your kids or spending extra time with your kids or work. And honestly, Scorpio, to put it in the nicest way possible, it sounds like a lot of excuses. And I think that you're more than capable, and I think you need to have this fearlessness. But let's face it, some of you were in long-term relationships at some point in your life that ended in divorce, and you're just kind of like, do I really want to go down this road again? Am I really ready for that? And so this is you kind of, you know, they're hiding around the corner going, okay, I see what I want. I'm meeting people I like. Or you may not have been dating. Maybe you've been focused on work. Like last month, I know that was a big pull. Work and other things, you know, family, which is always important, but you weren't dedicating any time. And this is kind of like you going, okay, I see you. And remember last month we discussed that there was somebody that maybe from your past that you'd kind of liked, or maybe somebody you'd looked over because they wanted something serious and you weren't really sure, or you weren't ready, or how am I going to make time for them? And this is you kind of going, I still see you. I'm still interested in you. I'm just not sure what I'm going to do with you. Or I'm just not sure if the coast is clear necessarily. And you're also really concerned. Some of you, you know, did go through like some sort of divorce or something that left you kind of destitute, and you've kind of regained. And not just destitute financially, but destitute emotionally and, you know, just physically feeling drained. So if you're single, this is you still kind of going, all right, you know, I don't know, let me check my schedule. But honestly, like I said, not trying to be, you know, rude about it, but some of it is excuses. You've got to just go for it. You've got to have this inspiration and just go. If you're looking to reconcile, there's something here going on where you're feeling like, if you guys reconcile, you kind of feel like if you go for it, you're going to lose out. And if you don't go for it, you're going to lose out. So you're not quite sure which way to go. If you go for it and they say no, or you go for it and it doesn't work out, you feel kind of like you failed. But if you don't go for it, then it's the what ifs or woulda, shoulda, couldas. So if you're looking to reconcile, you're kind of feeling like, this says that some of you are kind of feeling like you can't win either way. But then it's bugging the crap out of you because you want to take that chance. Or they may be contacting you. I feel like some of you have not been in contact with them, and and you want to be, some of you are waiting for them to contact you. This is also like somebody's watching you from afar. So somebody's watching you on Facebook, or somebody's paying attention. Somebody's been paying attention to you, and I feel like you've been kind of like skirting around because you know that they're not. Skirting around the issues, kind of like acting like everything's fine or you're happy, and just not letting them get to you, or not letting them know that they're getting to you. But it's going to catch up with you because your feelings and internally are going to start messing with you if you don't face it and either go for it or cut it off completely. The next card you have is your distant past. So over the past, 5-10 years, this could date back as far as your childhood, and you have the Knight of Pentacles or coins. And I always bring this card up, as you guys know, that, and I read it for singles and anybody looking to reconcile together. These are just things that you want to remember from the past if they're good, and things that maybe you don't want to get back into habits of if they were bad. So the Knight of Pentacles or coins says you were really cautious and hardworking. So that kind of goes along with some things that I was, bringing up here. Some of you were in like a dedicated marriage, or you were in some sort of dedicated relationship. And, you know, you guys kind of, like, you feel like you put all of your work into it, maybe all of your eggs in that basket, which because you were married, that felt like it, and you had a family and you had kids, but maybe you didn't take enough time for you, or maybe you guys didn't take enough time for each other. Whatever it is, the Knight is saying, look, you worked really hard. You made money. Maybe you had a business. Maybe you had a few businesses. Maybe you both had really good careers. But it's also putting that time and energy into somebody else. And I feel like with the Knight of Pentacles, you're kind of, this is where a lot of this is coming from. Because if you put that energy, this hope, this inspiration into somebody new, and it doesn't work, you just don't know that you want to go through that pain. And I know some of you are sitting there debating on whether you want to start dating again, because before the past few months, it's been up and down, up and down. You've been dating and then just dating, like less, more of a friend with benefits type style, even though that's not you at all, because Scorpios want to kind of be homebodies. They want that person to sit and watch the game with, or spend Thanksgiving with, or do those types of traditions. And so you've been kind of out of your comfort zone trying to keep up with the Joneses in the dating world, and it's not been working so much. But the Knight is saying, look, you just don't even know that you wanted to put the time and energy into it, because what if it does end up in loss? What if it does end up where you feel destitute again, or you feel you're just not sure that you can handle it? But the thing is, you've been through these situations once, and so you can handle it a second time. And maybe what you've learned and how you'll do things differently will prevent that. But love is about loss. Things happen. Things don't, you know, don't always go well. But is it worth trying to find it, or would you rather sit on the sidelines? The next card you have is your immediate past, so the past 2 weeks, past month or two, and you have Temperance, which is all about patience. Temperance kind of goes along with the Fool very well, because the Fool is saying you're going to be fearless, and there's potential here, but, and the Fool is somebody who's going to take a chance, right? But it's going to be more of an innocent chance, like starting over, a clean slate. You know, almost like opening up to a chance of dating where you're going to kind of ignore how you've dated before and change things. Temperance is saying you're going to be balanced about it. You're learning how to balance things, which is excellent, because the past few months, it's kind of seemed like things are out of balance. If you spend time dating, what happens to work and what happens to my kids? And here you're kind of like, okay, I'm figuring this out. And maybe you're just meeting the right type of people, or if you're going to start dating again, you're going to meet the right type of people who understand that you want to try and balance. You can't please everybody, but the right person will understand. And Temperance is saying this is about moderation, it's about compromise. So I think you're going to moderately date. You're not going to be out, you know, burning the midnight oil all the time. And some of you were quite heavily, like during the summer. And Temperance also says that you're going to be compromising too. You're going to, you know, work, but you're going to take time for yourself. And if it's somebody worth spending time with, you're going to make that little space for them to kind of fit into. I don't know that you've met this person, and it may still be the person from the past that you were thinking about, because I know quite a few of you were just like, I wasn't ready for that. So now may be the perfect time to get in contact with them. But if they don't jump right into your arms and say, hey, like we talked about last month, have the patience. Otherwise, be patient with the dating game. You know, you've got to approach it in a different, as I've said a few times to you guys, put out there what you want to get back. You're going to get it back. If you put out lust, you get lust. If you put out friends with benefits, you get friends with benefits. If you just kind of put your feelers out and see if there's anybody who fits what you think would work for you, then that's what you need to do. But this is about being patient, and I feel like a lot of you have focused on many other things instead of dating. But you still have that underlying hope and inspiration. So nothing wrong with taking some time off and, you know, going back to dating and hoping it develops into a relationship. And then if you want something further, there. The Fool is saying the potential's there. So I would use this month as seeking out that potential and going for it. If you're looking to reconcile, Temperance says it's about compromise too. So if you're going to connect with this person, you guys really need to have some good communication, because this is the moderation aspect of Temperance is saying that you guys have been harsh to each other, but now you're coming into this month with a little more hope and inspiration that you really truly could make things work. But Temperance is saying, great, but no finger pointing, no bitterness. You can have that. You've got to get out what has made you upset, what has made you angry. But at the same time, if that's all you're talking about and you can't moderate it in a way that you can follow up with positive, you know, and then criticism, and then positive, and then criticism, you know, then you're not going to get anywhere. And it's about balancing out things out too. If this is dragging you down, and work is suffering, or sleep is suffering, or how you feel about yourself is suffering, that's not well balanced. That's not life balance. And that's something that you really need, especially as a Scorpio, right? Because you're a water sign, and I'm a water sign. And so I'm very familiar with when things get out of whack, even the slightest, like a breakup, which can be very important, or work's not going well. It can muck up everything going on around you. So you just have to make sure you don't let this worry about reconciliation take over your entire well-being or energy. Okay, so the next card you have is your distant future. So over the next few months, next few weeks, few months, into the new year. And you have the Nine of Wands. This is capability. So if you're looking to date, your stamina is going to build and build and build. You're going to have strength. You're going to see this person's wearing a mask. You're going to pull that mask off and truly envelop who you are. Because Scorpio, I think you've been not being that true. Oof. And somebody, it's true. This is like so true that my gut just like sucked itself in. I know that sounds weird, but when you get that gut feeling, somebody else is sitting there going, you know what, I haven't been, because I've been dating, or I've been, like I said, keeping up with the Joneses of the dating life. And you are just like, I want that one person to call. I want that one person to make dinner with. I want that one person to come and join my family for dinner. I want that one person to go on a family trip with, sit on the couch with, you know, root for the same football teams, or, you know, fight over having separate, you know, competitors, whatever your thing is, gaming, hiking, anything. You're like at that point now, and over the next few months you're going to reach this plateau where it's going to build up, and the stamina is going to be there, and it's probably going to be with somebody. I don't know if it's going to be that person from the past, or if it's going to be somebody new. Although, like I said, I don't get this big, it's like you see what you want, you know what you want, but I don't get this big sense of you like hopping on dating all of a sudden. You might try and meet people through like parties, holiday parties, something like that, taking a different approach. But if you're dating or looking for a relationship, the 9 says you've got it. Like, you're capable of doing it now. You're kind of taking that risk, but you're also like really understanding what it is you want, and understanding why the dating hasn't been working for you the way you want. And you're exhausted. You're exhausted from all of the chaos of trying to figure out the dating world, and so I really feel like you're taking a different direction. You're going to meet somebody through friends, or you're going to try like a meetup group, or a bowling group, or, you know, a board game, something, and you're going to take a different approach, because I don't see all of a sudden this scurry to just date. If you're looking to reconcile, this is saying that there's going to be strength between you two growing, as long as you have that communication. That's going to be super important, and you have to have that compromise. So as long as you guys can compromise and come to your strength in your relationship, and your belief in each other, and your belief in the ability and the hope will continue to grow and grow and grow. And you guys are more than capable of having a solid relationship. You've just got to get over whatever it is. There's no adultery here. I'm sure some of you are going to be like, Dark Dove, that's exactly what happened, and I get it. Again, this is general. But there's something here that's saying, and maybe it's just your fear of moving to the next step. Scorpios are strong, strong people, but the past month or two, it feels like you've just gotten out of your comfort zone, or you've had this anxiety that you can't kick, or something along the lines made you doubt yourself, and you almost felt like you're not good enough, or you almost felt like you're not deserving enough. But this 9 is saying, bullshit. You are. If this is what you want, go for it, and go for it wholeheartedly. And if it's not what you want, then move on. But regardless, you're going to be strong enough to handle either situation. The next card you have is your immediate future, so throughout the month of December. And you have the Eight of Wands. So ever so diligently, you are working hard, Scorpio. So if you're single, this says you're going to work hard, but this is quick. So who else had it quick? Was it Capricorn? Somebody else this month had it quick. They had a Wheel of Fortune in a certain position. That meant it was moving quick. This, and it's very interesting. See this letter from afar? Maybe you are in contact with that person, or maybe you've put out feelers for that person that you were interested in, but you didn't think you'd have enough time, and maybe they responded. And maybe you didn't put out there like, let's date, let's whatever, but you definitely put out there like, hey, would they even talk to me again? And some of you did get information from afar. Maybe you're meeting up with somebody you knew back in high school or college, or, you know, you're getting the old gang together. But you singles, something's coming quick. This right here is quick action. I mean, see how she or he is going to like slice that down? Something's going on here. And you're kind of like forcing yourself into it, but not in a negative way. It's almost like you know what you need to do, and you know what you want to do, and you want to go get it, and you're just going to do it. It's going to be quick. And I said to whoever got it, I think it was Capricorn, a similar situation, that I had always been told, if things are meant to happen, they happen quick. There's no time for you to wallow in it or decide or take, 20 minutes to figure things out. But it just happens and it moves. And usually when it's meant to be, like when my career took off 10 years ago, my 9 to 5, it just happened and it was meant to be, and boom, I was there, and the universe pushed me in that direction, and here I go. And I think that the Eight of Wands is saying something is going to force you in that direction. You're not going to have time to do the dating because it's almost going to be like a set-up relationship. I know that sounds weird, but it's almost like you both are just going to kind of know that, or you're just, have you ever met somebody that like you go out to dinner and all of a sudden you're picking off of each other's plates, or you're like trading types of foods that one of you likes and the other one doesn't? It's almost like you're doing a little song and dance together, and you barely know each other. Like you've known this person all your life. That's kind of what's coming up for you, Virgo. Oh, Scorpio, and maybe it's a Virgo. And that's so funny because when this Knight of Pentacles came around, one of the first things I wanted to say is that one of you guys had been in something serious with Earth sign, a Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn. And it's interesting too because, like I said, I think it was Capricorn that got the quick relationship. So Scorpio, you may be, and maybe it's a Virgo, you may be dealing with an Earth sign, Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo. All right, if you're looking to reconcile, either you guys are going to get back together quick or you're going to break up quick. I mean, that's exactly what this means. Now, what's interesting too is it could be a fire sign, Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo, because both of these cards represent them. So whatever's going on here for anybody looking to reconcile too, you're either going to like walk right up to them and be like, hey, we doing this again? We've got this. I know we can do this, and let's do it. You're going to be breaking down like some sort of barrier. Like you guys aren't communicating at all, and you're just going to interrupt and be like, hey, I'm here again. Or they are you. All of a sudden, they're just going to kind of push themselves right back in. Like if you've been weary and you're not sure you're going to be with them, they're going to kind of force themselves back in. But again, none of this is negative forcing. They're not going to like piss you off or do anything nasty. They're going to be more like, hey, I really care about you. I'm not really planning on going anywhere, so what are we doing? The next card you have is any external factors throughout the month of December. Could be in the beginning, middle, end. It could be one day. It could be 10 days. Oh, and you have the Ace of Cups. All right, so now after I said it could be an earth sign or fire sign, now it could be a water sign like you, Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces, because you have the Ace of Cups. This is swimmingly with the Fool because the Ace of Cups is all about new beginnings. So if you're single, this is love coming in. This is beginnings. This is friendship. This is excitement. So something is coming in, and it's coming in quick, that is going to get you super excited and make you feel that love again. Make you feel, and some of you are aware of it. You know that it's coming because you've been patient and you haven't been jumping back online. Maybe you've been looking a little bit, but you haven't been like, I gotta date, I gotta date, I gotta date. But you're also not doing what you're doing for the past month or two, where you've been like, I can't date because I got this going on and this going on. This is you saying, I'm just not going to date until I meet the right person, or until I feel like this is somebody I could develop something with. And you're definitely going to meet them. More than likely this month. It may linger into the beginning of the new year, but the Ace of Cups is love, beginnings. But it's beginnings, it's friendship too. You're going to approach this differently. You're not going to want to, like, I mean, trust me, you're going to have the lust and the physical attraction, but you're not going to want to, like, jump in bed on the first or second date. You're not going to, because you want it to be something tried and true. And even if this is this person that we were talking about that maybe you had interest in, maybe you guys did have something physical, maybe you guys had something emotional, you're going to reapproach it differently. And maybe it's them contacting you, but the potential for some serious love is coming in with the Ace. And this is external too. So this isn't like what you're hoping or thinking or wanting. This is like what's coming your way. And again, it's going to be quick, quick, quick. This Ace of Cups, again, it could be the beginning, the middle, the end of December. I'm thinking more towards the end, because I think you still have to kind of get over this hump of, you know, making sure that you're doing everything correctly. And you're going to kind of have to focus on the fearlessness of the Fool for the month. If you're looking to reconcile, this is new beginnings. So this is new beginnings. I think, Scorpio, it's new beginnings with the person that you're looking to reconcile with. It may very well not be. And I think this is what's going to teeter it. Now, we'll see what the rest of the read says, but whatever it is, it's going to be quick. Either you're going to meet somebody new that's going to kind of sever all ties with your ex, or you and your ex are going to reconcile, and it's going to be a new beginning that forms a stronger bond, and, you know, you're reconnected in love. The next card you have is internal, so anything throughout December that you'll be feeling. Okay, so you have the Death card, and no, it's not physical death, and this is also an internal position. So this is something you'll be feeling in the beginning, middle, end of December. It could be the whole month, one day, etc. I preface that on both of these because a lot of people say, well, I'm not feeling that now. Well, there's 30 days in the month, so maybe you'll have that feeling one day, and maybe you won't. But Death is probably one of the best cards you can have here, because with Death comes potential and new beginnings for love. Death is change, it's transformation, it's rebirth, it's coming anew. This is you internally. So Scorpio, if you're dating, or if you're looking to date or form a relationship or get married or whatever your wish or want in your love life is, this is you understanding that not only are you changing the type of people you're dating and the way you're approaching it, this is you, again, taking this mask off and allowing yourself to just be you. If you have dated the prettiest women in the world or the sexiest men in the world, and, you know, they're all about, you know, attraction and sex and whatever, not that they have to be just because they're pretty or sexy, but I guess what I'm trying to get at is if your type has been kind of going after people who, you know, you're more physical towards, or that maybe you connect with on a level of looks and beauty or money or something like that, this is you kind of saying, that's not what I'm all about. That's not what I'm looking for. I don't want to chase skirts. I don't want to chase suits. I want somebody who can wear a skirt at work and come home and put sweats on the couch. And Scorpio, I know that you know that, because it's very interesting, the kind of feedback last month I got from Scorpios. And again, fellow water sign, some of my favorite people. But what seemed to resonate the most with people is that they were hanging out with people that weren't who they normally hang out with. And I think this Death is saying, you've realized that, and you're like transforming the whole way you're going to go out doing things. If you were going out to the bars every night, or if you were going out to clubs, or if you were, and that's not you, you're just not going to do it anymore. You're going to change your life, almost like building up, looking forward to this person who's coming in, and again, coming in quick. If you're looking to reconcile, it's either the death of your relationship or the death of any possibility of you guys getting back together, or it's the rebirth. Now, it's interesting because I kind of feel like it's more in your favor. However, there's something pulling me and saying it's 50-50 right now, because whatever it is, it's going to be quick, but you have these new beginnings here and rebirth. And so, but this rebirth is almost saying born again, like your relationship can be born again. It's either that, or you are transforming on a much higher level and you are no longer going to be interested in reconciling with this person. The next two cards you have are any hopes and fears for the outcome of December. And this is internal. And you have the Ace of Swords. And then your outcome for the month. Oh. And you have the Four of Wands. So, it's a very good card. They're both actually good cards. The Ace of Swords is an excellent card. If you're single, again, this is hopes and fears. So this is internally what you're figuring out or understanding at the end of December. And the Ace says, look, you've got clarity. The power is in your hands. And that's exactly what this is. So this hope, inspiration that you're feeling, and being patient, and this love and new beginnings, go for it. Whatever you want, you can get if you go for it now. Like this is saying, okay, you've prepped yourself. You're being patient. You're willing to wait, but you've got to be fearless about it, because if you do this, then forget it. Then just forget it. Because if you have this mentality instead of this, which is beautiful, and this is what you're coming into December having, with the possibility of having this entire focus of hope, you can have it. This is you seeing clearly. This is you having clarity of exactly what you want, taking this mask off, going for what you want, changing the way you've been behaving or who you've been dating for the past few months. And the power, this is somebody who has the power to do that, to get what they want, to embody what they want and be a good partner and find a good partner. If you're looking to reconcile, I feel like you also have the power. If like the power's in your hand. Like if you guys are going to reconcile, it's because you make the decision to contact them, or if they contact you, you make the decision to accept what they have to offer. Somehow here this tells me that you were the one who may have been slighted. You were the one who, or you were the one who cut it off because you weren't feeling like you were getting the right answers, or like things were going the way that you wanted. And now you can see things clearly. And you have a lot of decisions to make. Okay, your outcome is the Four of Wands, and that's beautiful. So if you are dating, looking for a relationship, looking to expand into marriage or kids, this is the first completion in that direction. This is the first completion. It's very interesting because you have first here, you know, Ace is another first, and then you have the Fool, which is the very beginning of the entire cycle. So this right here, the Four of Wands, is happiness. This is first completion. It's very interesting, right? It's almost like they're building a home together here. And that's why it may be quicker than you think. It may come to fruition once you manifest it. Then it could be something as in the next 2-3 months where you guys, you know, move in together, or you form a really good bond relationship, this friendship, new beginnings, this love. And it may be love that hits you right away, or it may be kind of a love that was slowly building, and now it's just, you've realized that you want this person in your life more than you ever did before. Again, for anybody who's dating, this is resting and stability. So it's very interesting too, because like I said, I wasn't getting any feeling you're out there hot to trot, dating. So whatever this is, either you know who you want to go after, you tested the waters, they communicated with you, or you're going to put more effort into what you want, or you're going to go out about it all in a different way. But I definitely don't see you out there in this mindless, endless, drama-filled, chaotic world of dating. So something else is going on. You may have met them, or you're going to meet them. Again, it's going to be quick. I mean, Scorpio, this is a beautiful reading, because to end this is a first completion, which tells me the first completion out of the dating world. So moving on to a relationship, moving on to, you know, marriage, moving on to living together, whatever that step is, you're going to be completing this like dating cycle, and you're resting. It's like you're feeling stable. And what's interesting is I feel like you already feel that mindset, and you're putting yourself in that mindset, which again gets you what you want, right? If you're looking to reconcile, this makes me feel like maybe some of you weren't staying together because you wanted to move in together and they didn't, or you wanted to get married and they didn't, or, you know, maybe you wanted a committed relationship and you guys were like dating kind of committedly, but not completely. And you were just like, no, it's not good enough for me. And it's still not. So if you're not going to get what you want, I would cut my ties and go, because I don't think that they're going to give you what you want. But if they come back and they say, okay, I'm ready to do this, I'm ready to take it to the next step, I'm ready to have that first completion, it's going to be a stable success. It's going to allow you to rest. It's going to allow you to feel content and feel secure. But I still feel like it's a 50-50. Some of you are in the position where you really do feel like you have this hope and that it could be very good and positive if you get back together. And then I feel like some of you are like, no, a lot of changes have to happen. And if they're not willing to change how they're going about it or how we're doing this, then I'm not willing to continue anything with them. It's interesting because most signs this month have had a really positive, high amount of reconciliation, which is interesting because I think last month most signs didn't, or maybe the month before it wasn't as positive, but this month a lot have been positive. But I kind of feel like, Scorpio, this month for you, the reconciliation's in your hands. Like, I really feel like if you wanted to, you could, and you know that, but you're just not sure that you want to. And if it takes that much thinking, or, you know, you're that unsure about it, then maybe you just need to, you know, not spend that much time worrying about it and see these amazing potentials for love. Because if you think about it, a lot of these readings, when I'm doing reconciliation, it's basically, ooh, let's see what that is. It's basically, you gotta be kidding me. It's basically single. It's basically single status as well, right? Because if you're not in a relationship, you're technically single. So anything that's here for singles can apply to you. The potential for love, the new beginnings, the transformations, the changes, the rebirths. It's all there for you. So really, Scorpio, have your pick. All right, so I said you've got to be kidding me about this outcome, because you realize that this is the same card as this, which doesn't happen often, but it does happen where you get a clarifying card. So this 8 of Wands is clarifying your outcome. This moving in together, whatever this is, even just, you know, deciding that you're going to date exclusively, move into a relationship, not necessarily moving in together, but for some of you, you may. It doesn't necessarily mean it's marriage, but it does mean there's this potential for a relationship. There's that fast. Here it is. Moving fast. Quick, quick, quick. It's like the universe is going to force you into that position. And you may have to force yourself. And I know that sounds weird because it's not a negative forcing. It's almost like you realize if you don't make a move now, it's not going to happen. So you're kind of like having to get over the hump of worry, worry, worry. I'm just not sure. Is the coast clear? You know, is this exactly what I want, etc. It's like you're not going to have a choice. It's either the universe is going to push you into it, or you're all of a sudden going to get that gut feeling where you're like, you know, I hate to say this, but shit or get off the pot type mentality, right? So I apologize for saying that, but it's true. Like, sometimes you just, don't you ever realize in your own life where you're like, okay, you know what? If I don't do something, like, I have nobody to blame but myself. If you're looking to reconcile, it's the same thing. It's exactly what I said congruently with this. You have the power. So either do it or don't. But whatever you do, you're going to have to do sooner than later, because I have a feeling either this person's not going to wait around for you to make a decision any longer because you may have drug it out, or they may have drug it out, or you're going to realize that you're better off without them and you have these new beginnings and potential. Again, whenever this happens, and they may just disappear, or you may decide you're not even interested in reconciling anymore and you're going to live the single life, or, you know, start dating again. You have the Knight of Wands on top of the 9 of Wands, which you have a lot of fire energy here. Again, Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo. And I was trying to figure out, plus, you know, I mean, you have the sun, which is like hot anyways, but it could be a fire sign, or again, it could be an earth sign, or it could be another water sign. But you have the Knight of Wands, and the Knight of Wands is somebody who's energetic, daring, confident. So you're coming out, Scorpio, of the shell, even though you're not a Cancer, but Cancer is a water sign. Hi, I'm a water sign. Cancer. but you're kind of coming out of your own shell. This hope and inspiration, you're really understanding. This Knight is charming, daring, charismatic. You're taking this mask off and you're being that. Oh my gosh. I dated a Scorpio one time, and he was the most charming and charismatic person. And he was genuine about it too. Wasn't an act. He wasn't being, you know, like some ego. He was a genuinely charming guy. And that's a very good place to be. And so I think you're going to be charming, but you're going to be charming the socks off of somebody who really gives a shit about you. Not somebody who wants to get laid. That's really what I think you're going to find here, Scorpio. And that's an excellent place to be. The Knight of Wands says, go get him. Be this energetic person you are. Be daring. You've got this. You've got this fearlessness. You've got this love in the beginning. It's going to happen quick. Amazing things are coming. If you're looking to reconcile, you've got to be confident in whichever decision you make. If you're going to stick with them, you've got to be confident that it's the right decision, that you've communicated enough, that you figure out, you resolve the issues, you find the solutions, and then you pave the way for a new relationship, new beginnings. If you don't want to be with that person, if it's not going to work for you, you have the capability of the Nine of Wands underneath this Knight. You've got the Nine of Wands that says, I'm capable. And the Knight of Wands says, you're confident about your capability. So, Scorpio, fantastic. I can't wait to talk to you guys right before the new year. Have a great December.